I went well. There's definitely things to correct, and we can be better and get calls out quicker and get up to line scrimmage quicker. There's always something to work on. Just because you figure it out one week doesn't mean you have it the next.
How do you feel like the running game's coming along? Not just heading into preseason game 2, but heading into the regular season too.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, offensive line, it's not one guy that's doing the job, it's 5. So it takes time to build. And, the time that we have going through training camp, feels like we're just gelling more and more.
You've talked about communication, and some of your teammates have actually talked about your communication level. How is that process coming along? And in this offense, is the center asked to do a lot in terms of that?
Yeah, I was told the quarterback's the president and the center's the vice president. So I think there is a lot of communication involved. Anytime that you get a bunch of people working together, you got to communicate and be on the same page, whether it's pass or run. So getting the calls out quick and being decisive and not hesitating and just going with what the right call is, that helps everybody else out and getting the play going.
Are you enjoying that aspect of it?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a learning curve, of course, but it's a lot of fun going out there and just making a call, getting it right, or seeing the other guys that they see something, whether it's a twist game or whatever it is, and they're calling it out too, and it's just great when you see other people also communicating.
Coach Carroll said he kind of intentionally wanted you to guys to work on the silent count against the Seahawks in that stadium. What makes that tricky in terms of pulling it off when you have all the stadium noise going?
Yeah, just practice, makes perfect. So just going out there and, whether it's through walkthrough or practice or whenever it is, just talking about it, even in the meeting rooms, and just getting out there and speaking through it and then actually practicing it helps out a bunch. And then, just going out there and making sure you execute and do what you practice.
You've gone from being undrafted to now the vice president of communications.
Oh, wow.
What has that journey been like for you to accomplish the things that you wanted to and set out to do so far in your football career?
Yeah, it's really cool. I'm blessed to be able to play the game, especially around such a great group of guys. Seeing the people that have come in this year, seeing them grow is awesome. And I remember last year just seeing Dylan and seeing him and his craft develop. I think that's really cool. And they'd probably say the same. Just when I came in, they were probably like, "Who is this guy?" And then we all kind of see each other grow, and I think that's a lot of cool. So.
Chip's offense has so many plays, so many different versatile looks. How much are you enjoying being part of an offense where literally you're learning something new every day, but no one's going to really be able to know how to predict this offense?
Yeah, there's a lot to learn. I don't want to give anything away, but just going out there and seeing the defense and seeing how they react to stuff, and just asking them what they see. You can tell sometimes it can be difficult for the defense to see what we're doing and then decipher what it is and then go attack it. So that's a lot of fun.
Jordan, just what has stood out to you about Laki Tasi's development as an offensive lineman, especially he's never played football before?
He's developed a bunch. Seeing him from day one. He's never played football before, so coming in and just learning what a Ron Lou is or whatever the play call is, and then now, he would, go the wrong direction or whatever it is, and now he's out there, and you guys all watched the film probably or saw the game, and just seeing him go out there and dominate the way he did was awesome.
What surprised you about having to translate something that you've known for so long to someone that just doesn't know that language or that fluency in the football terms? Is there one thing you're like, oh wow, that's a weird thing?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything specific. I know that our offensive line coaches, Brennan, Andy, Kyle, Joe, they've done a great job, being patient and then teaching him what he needs to know to be successful. And then him coming in every day and trying to be proactive and learn and get better. That's awesome. I know I've seen a lot of the guys, whether it's Dylan, Jackson, Colton, whoever it is, more interior guys, going up to him and then, giving tips to him. So that's pretty cool too, when you see the whole unit coming together to build up one person.
I know you've dabbled at center in practice over the last few years here, but this feels like the first staff that really said, all right, we feel like this is gonna be your position. When did those conversations start? And when did you start getting real ready to maybe be the starting center?
Yeah, I mean, I think during off-season / OTAs is when they came up to me and said, hey, we want to see you at center. And so, you know, went out there, definitely made mistakes, and then, you know, try to practice during the summertime, get better, and just kind of look at the playbook, and then come back here, and then just give it everything I got, and go out there, make the calls, and you know, just don't look back. So, and yeah.
Jordan, you've started 9 games in your career, but that's usually been, you know, somebody who's hurt, you jumped in the lineup. Like, to be the day one starter, what would that mean to you personally?
Wow, that's crazy. We're not there yet, so we got what, 2 more weeks, week and a half. It'd be amazing, and it'd be awesome to go play with, you know, my brothers, you know, Jackson, Dylan, Colton, there, DJ, all those guys. I mean, that'd mean a much. So, you know, once we get to that bridge, we'll cross it, but it'd be cool.
Obviously, Laki doesn't have the experience, but are you ever amazed when you look at the size of him just as a human being and the way he's so athletic?
Yeah, yeah. I think he comes from a bigger family, and I vaguely remember him talking about his mom making food, and it sounded like she made multiple dishes for dinner. So he is a big guy, and I don't even know exactly what his height is, but he's huge. And, you know, it's crazy seeing him being able to, you know, convert that size. You know, you always want a big guy to be able to play the sport. You see him all the time. You're like, that guy needs to play football here in high school. So for him to come in and slowly start to, you know, get that strength and put it towards football strength, it's pretty cool seeing that.
How long you plan on going with the mustache, and is there a story with it?
Yeah. I think Brock and Michael led well, actually Aiden probably led the charge. I think he's had it the whole time he's been here. And then Brock and Michael had it, so I was like, I'm going to join the party. So.
Have you noticed a difference with the new coaching administration? Just like, is there anything that stuck out to you from your earliest conversations with anyone about their vision for this roster and this team this year?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody wants somebody to come here and compete every day, and that's kind of. I mean, I feel like I see it everywhere I'm in. Compete every day, compete every play. So I think that's what they're looking for, and you know, everybody's out there trying to give that to the coaches and to the Raiders.
Good, thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
Hello.
Laki, when did you find out that you would be sent out? Sorry, over here. You would be sent out there with the coin toss at the beginning of the game.
It was the night before the game. When Pete Carroll told me, he said, "Would you like to join in with Max Crosby and Geno Smith and AJ?" So I was like, "Yeah, like why not?" And just to represent the rookies and myself, you know, especially how far I came and on the field, and it's just it was a very proud moment.
Not only are you learning football, you're learning it at the highest level on the planet Earth, basically. How daunting has that been, and how enlightening has it been to learn football at this level?
Yeah, it's been really scary for me. You know, it's like at the start it wasn't easy to like start to learn from the defensive side. Now I switched to offense. You know, the whole playbook of the offense is just like crazy to me, especially with the numbers and the words that you got to know and the assignments you got to go through the field. So, but yeah, I was struggling at the start, but then when I had the voice to speak up to the coaches, say, hey, I need help with the plays. So yeah, that's the easy part to get me work through. So yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what was your level of knowledge of football coming?
Right now at the moment it would be 7.5. I was at like 2. Yeah, I was at 2 or 1. I know a little bit of football at the start, so you know that was because I was learning at the defensive side. I thought I was confident on learning defenses, but when Pete Carroll came up to me like, hey, like we want you to play in offense, so that's how it came through. So yeah.
Been some
Having
pretty
a
positive
rugby
reaction.
background kind of help you springboard into football and to learn some of the concepts?
It's been helping me a lot, especially with how the players go, especially the veterans. Like it's very aggressive on the field. Like have that mindset on the field. You just got to be ready at all costs. And you know, once you make wrong mistakes, you just got to think about, hey, what's the next play? You know, it's just you just got to know what's the next thing, what's your next job. You know, it's just that's how my mindset's got to go through right now in this NFL. So yeah.
There's been a pretty positive reaction to your performance in the game last week. How did you feel about your performance?
I mean, I feel like I still need to learn more on the ball game. So, you know, especially I was looking through the tapes, and I got to work on my footwork and hand placement. So, you know, there's some stuff I got to work on, but at least there's some positive on the media saying this kid only learned like a couple months. You know, it's just it's how far you came through and get on the field and work with your teammates. So yeah, that was a positive thing I looked through in the media. So yeah.
Was it fun for you?
Pardon?
Was it a fun experience?
Oh yeah. It was a fun experience, especially with learning the new cadences, and you got to understand them on the field because the crowd gets really loud, and you just gotta keep going through with the plays and get to know the cadences. There, that's the one I was working on. So yeah.
You said in the past that a friend kind of got you to start playing football. What went into that decision for you to kind of give it a chance and transition from rugby?
Oh, you said that question. I said that question.
What got you to kind of start playing football to kind of give it a go?
That's a good question. Back home in rugby, I was trying to figure out where my career was going to be. I thought rugby was my one-way ticket to the professional, but it's just it wasn't working out throughout the whole year. Last year, one of the guys that owns a burger joint. I don't know if you guys heard the story. He's the owner. His name's Ben Numata, but his nickname goes by Sweet. He's a really sweet person. He's he can be aggressive on you sometimes, but it's just brotherly love. But he's the one that came up to the question and say, "Man, you should try something new. Try like NFL," and that's how I had to think through the whole process. Like, should I do this? Because I know this journey is going to be a long one for me. So, I said to my parents, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do in this career, but if I gotta do something, I might as well do it. So I just prayed and pray to God and be like, yeah, that was my answer to get through the football process. So yeah.
Laki, you obviously learning the game is difficult, but you're coming from a physical game and now you get to wear pads.
Yes, sir.
Is the physical part of American football a little bit easier because you're wearing pads, whereas the learning the new game is difficult? Talk about that balance, would you?
Yeah, putting on the pads on the first day, it was like really, really dreadful for me because going on the field, like you got 10-pound pads on you and a helmet on top of you, so yeah, it wasn't easy for me just to get through it, but I got to get used to it, and that's the main thing. That was tough, I can't lie, but I just got used to it throughout the whole camp and the OTA. So, yeah.
Who among the Raiders would be a good rugby player, and what position would they play in rugby?
Ooh, I'll say JBJ. He's really good. He's got like the build. He's got 6'4", 6'3", 6'2". He's got a nice build. He's got very strong arms, very strong legs. So he's very fit on the field. So yeah.
You've mentioned conversations with Pete Carroll a few times. Did you even know Pete Carroll this time last year? What was your first memory of knowing him or meeting him?
No, I actually did not know Pete Carroll last year. I was just trying to work through my career at the whole point, and meeting him in person, I was like, man, this guy has an aura, and it's just walking up to him in front of him, just shake his hands, and it was a really true blessing, and I had to search him up on that first day on OTA. I had to what's his name, what's his background, but get to know him and learning from him, it was crazy. It was a crazy story. So yeah.
You've definitely been on his radar and he's taken an interest in your growth as a player. What have some of the interactions with the two of you been like as he helps you develop as an NFL player?
Yeah, he's been really helpful for me. He just tells me And once you get on the field, like you don't know the game. You know, you can make mistakes, but like I know back in my head that I don't want to make mistakes. You know, I want to try be the best as I can on the field and get the best reps on the field. So, and it's just to prove people that, like, you know, international kids can play football. But yeah, PK was just he's probably the best. Like, he's like another dad he's another dad to me. So yeah, he's a blessing. So.
Lucky at your size, your ability to move is freakish. I mean, it's just the reality at your size. Did you play any other sports? Like, did you play basketball? Did you play soccer? Did you play anything else? Where does that versatility
Yeah, I was playing basketball in high school. It wasn't great, you know. It's just I was very unfair on the court. You know, it's just sweating, having my sweat on the floor, like having the other players chip down. But yeah, that was the other sport I was playing. But yeah, that was it. Yeah.
To connect with Jordan Meredith, and how big of an inspiration is he for you? A guy that entered the league in 2017 and now he's a Super Bowl champion and
Yeah.
pro.
Yeah, he's probably the biggest inspiration for me. You know, seeing him at the camp at the IPP International Players Pathway, he's really good on his own words, like telling me like wherever you go to, wherever team you go to, make sure you work hard and just prove people wrong, because that's how you win in life. So and it's just Jordan Meredith, now that he won the Super Bowl, that just proves a lot from all the international players that can go through NFL. So. Yeah, hopefully one day I can do that, so yeah.
Awesome, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael, how you feeling so far physically, mentally? How you feeling so far?
Good, great. I feel like the playbook is really relished in my mind. I think the same goes for the entire offense. Physically doing good, keeping up with my yoga, my ice baths, my stretching, things like that. And, you know, that helps with the mental aspect of things too, keeping the body loose. But I'm doing great. Yeah, camp's been going great. You know, the weather ain't been too bad, which is good. Early morning practice, and just trying to get better every day.
This has been a good camp for you. I know you've had good camps in the past, but it feels like there's a real intentionality to get Michael Mayer involved in this offense. How refreshing is that for you, and how much do you appreciate that opportunity?
Yeah, I got to take advantage of every single opportunity. There's no doubt about it. It's year 3 for me. It's time for me to do some things, and I'm very excited about it. I know my tight ends coach Stack trusts me. I know Chip trusts me. PC trusts me, and so it's taking advantage of the opportunity, helping the team in any way that I can. Special teams, blocking, passing, all that stuff, receiving. And, you know, just getting better every day, getting better every single day, coming in here with my head high, working hard, listening to Stack, listening to my coaches, and just getting better.
What's it been like so far communicating in your relationship with Gino?
Yeah, Gino's a great guy to have in the locker room. Big-time vet, great leader in terms of holding people accountable. You know, we don't want to jump off sides. We don't want to drop passes. We don't want to run the wrong routes, things like that. And that's the type of leader you want on your team, leading your offense. But he's been nothing but professional since day one, since I met him in here. Really excited to get this thing going with him too.
Chip's offense is so versatile, literally so many different plays and out of each play and set. How much does a guy like you, who has a Swiss Army knife of skills, love this offense?
Oh, we love it. Me and Brock love it too. We absolutely love it. I think it's about understanding exactly what we're trying to do with the play and do what he's asking you to do. You know, in Chip's offense, all 11 have to be on the same page at all time. And I think that's something we're working on still, but all 11 have to be on the same page. You got to know your assignment. You got to know where you're supposed to be. And they want us playing fast, man, and we've been playing fast. And we're going to keep playing fast. We're going to keep learning. We're going to keep, you know, installing some stuff and learn some new things. And then from there, keep repping it and keep getting better at it.
What's the benefit of having guys on the outside like Deontay Thornton and Trey Tucker? What's the benefit of having those type of guys on the field with you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's going to open some things up down the middle for us, for sure. Trey Tucker's, with his speed, it's nobody can catch him. I haven't seen one person catch Trey Tucker in my 2.5, 3 years here so far, so that's pretty crazy. And Deontay Thornton, yeah, I mean, he's length, his speed too. He can get out on the edge and really go up for the ball. I think those are two guys that just can make big plays for this offense, can make big plays for this team. And, you know, I think as that goes on, sort of, you know, it's going to open some things up for us in the middle.
You said in year 3 you had to take a big jump. Was there anything specific that you zoned in on that you were like, this is one of the things I need to do as a player to really step up in this year?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cliche or obvious, but just take a deep breath. I think that's very important. Just in terms of, all right, I made a mistake. Don't dwell on it. Don't let it roll into another mistake or another mistake. Move on. People make mistakes. Move on. Do the best you can the next play. Keep your head high. Have fun. Smile. Laugh. Things like that. And we've been doing that. We're having a lot of fun.
There's a little bit of turnover with the offensive coaching staff, but you still keep the same tight end coach. How confident are you to still have the same coach, and how comfortable are you with him?
I was ecstatic when I found out Stack was coming back. Very ecstatic. He's in terms of being a coach, a player's coach, having a player relationship coach, player-coach relationship, it's been awesome. I can talk to him about anything. He can talk to me about anything. In terms of his coaching style, he's very hands-on, which I love. He's very hands-on. He's very, this is what you need to do. Let me show you. Let's go out on the field and talk about it, run the route, stuff like that. And Stack's hands down a great coach. I'm very excited to just get going this season with him too. But having him from last year was huge. I think Brock would say the same thing. Huge. We love him very much. He's a great coach, great guy to be around.
Jordan Meredith tells us that you were the leader of the mustache brigade. What went behind that decision? And you got to try it out. How do you?
Well, yeah. So Bowers started it out. Bowers came in. He's like, everybody's gonna do mustache. I'm like, great. I come in a couple days later with a mustache, and he shaved his. I'm like, dude, what the heck? I literally made him grow his back. I'm like, I grew this mustache out for you. You're growing yours back. So then we got Jordan Meredith on it. We got Adam, one of the equipment guys, on it. And I think it's just for camp. It's just for camp. I mean, we've been living in the hotel for 3 weeks now. We just need something to laugh about. And it's definitely a trial and error. I don't think I've ever done a mustache in my life. And my mom hates it. My mom's been begging me to shave it for a week and a half. So probably before the season starts, I'm probably going to have to shave it off. But
Jordan also mentioned Aiden, but is that really a mustache? Is Aiden really a mustache? Would that be considered?
That's just like part of Aiden's persona at this point, I think. Yeah, that thing is never coming off. Yeah, I've tried to get him to shave it, try to get him to, grow beard around here and whatever. And no, he's pretty locked in on it. I think maybe he's got some magic in there. I don't really know what he does with that stash, but.
Coach Carroll is someone that draws inspiration from so many sources, not just sports. Is there anything that he's mentioned that has been interesting to you, or I don't know, just anything that you've gone to look into from what he's said?
Yeah, he's had a lot of experience with a lot of professional athletes, not just football. And one of the things that he told us, a really good basketball player told him, he said, every day when I wake up, I try to find ways to help my teammates. And, I think it was Bill Russell, who has 10 rings, 11 rings, I don't know. But he said every day he wakes up and he's not thinking about himself. He's not thinking about what he can do to help the teammates. How can I get my teammates better? And I think literally 12 years in a row, he led his team in assists and did a bunch of crazy stuff. And that was a pretty cool story to hear. That's what we're trying to build here. That's the culture we're trying to build here. I want to help Brock out as much as I can. He wants to help me out. Gino wants to help us. I mean, it's when your teammate's playing good, you're playing good, the offense is playing good, and the team's playing good. So we're all in this together.
One of your teammates told me that Pete was the most genuine person he's ever met, and Laki just called him a second dad. We know about Pete Carroll, the coach. What is it about Pete Carroll, the man, that grips guys and they follow him?
I think it's his intent to build relationships with guys. I do. I think, I've been around some guys that they don't even want to look at you. They don't want to talk to you, which is great. That's how they do business. But I love Pete because he comes in with the same mentality every day. He's very positive. And secondly, it's genuine conversation. It's not, hey, this is a normal BS player-coach conversation. It's genuine conversation about anything, life, football, girlfriend, whatever. And, I think nowadays you're not seeing that too much, it is what it is, but it's awesome to have him on this team to kind of rally us and build us together. And, man, we're blessed to have Pete here for sure.
What do you think you've learned from Brock, and what do you think Brock can or has learned from you?
Well, Brock's got a little quicker feet than I do. I think he's probably 30 pounds less, so he's a little faster than me. But no, I think just some of his route tops really I need to work on, and how he just gets out of his routes and things like that. And, I just ask him some questions like, what did you see there, or what do you think there? And vice versa. He'll do the same for me. And, it's a good sign when you're coming back after a play or whatever to the huddle and you're kind of talking and chalking it up. And because communication's huge with football. You know, if me and Brock hated each other and we went out there and didn't talk all day, we'd make a million mistakes together. But every single play we're talking after the play, before the play, hey, you know, what are you thinking here, blah, 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 blah. So it's been great.
What are you looking forward to with the joint practice coming up?
Just hitting other people. You know, I know we got to last Saturday, but I think I got 10 or 11 plays in. But, yeah, I'm just looking forward to hitting other people, seeing some other looks, and, you know, catching some balls, hopefully.
There's a new guy in the tight end room with Ian. What thoughts have you seen? What thoughts do you have on him and the way he plays and what he brings to that room?
Yeah, no, he brings a lot of veteran experience. He brings a lot of football. I think he's going on year 8 or year 7. But just another one of those just football dudes, man. You know, we got a great tight end room. I think tight ends across the league are kind of trending this way. But, you know, we're all best friends. We really are. We're with each other all the time, and we're all best friends. And it's great to have Ian there just to kind of chime in on some things. Hey, what'd you see here? What'd you do here? And then, you know, he's going to play a lot this year too. So we're going to count on him for a lot of good stuff this year also.
Michael, when you think about this being your third regime, is there something refreshing about the culture this year that takes you back to the excitement of being a rookie and coming into the NFL that's maybe reignited some passion after 2 difficult seasons?
Yeah, I don't know if it necessarily took me back to year 1 or year 2, but I think it's very refreshing to just have such a positive culture here. You know, I first 2 years you can say what you want about it, but I feel like I kind of just put my head down and worked hard and did whatever. But I feel like now it's time to go, number one. Number 2, it's time to really have a genuine relationship with everybody on the team, including the coaches and the head coach, and the third-string quarterback and the fourth-string wide receiver. Like, Pete's all about that. We got to know each other. We got to know the rookies. And it's just refreshing to be able to come in here, take a breath, and just work my tail off and do what I can for the team. I mean, it really is. There's not a lot of, like, negative stuff around here, man. It's really positive. It's really uplifting. It's really nice play, next one, you know, that type of thing. And I'm excited to be here. I'm really, really excited to be here with Pete, with Steck, and just keep this thing going.
This is above any of our pay scales, but why isn't that the case everywhere? Would you say? You know, like,
in terms of what, that
positivity and the culture that you're talking about.
Yeah, I think some people do it differently, and you know that the part about that is you do it differently, and sometimes you win. That's just how it is, and then people want to stick with that. So, you know, I've never been a head coach before. I'm not sure about any of that stuff, but I do feel like a positive culture, you're just giving yourself way more of a chance to win games, way more of a chance to enjoy the game of football, to smile, have fun, laugh, things like that.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bachman. So a lot of times they say that the game starts to slow down for you after you've been in the league for X amount of seasons. Honestly, from what I see from you, it looks like the game is already slowing down for you. Is that the case? Is that how you feel?
Yeah, I mean, this is year 7 for me. I've been in, I think, 10 offenses now. So I've had 10 different offensive coordinators. Just a lot of changes throughout the league. It just happens to be my journey. But I've seen a lot of looks, gone against a lot of players. I've watched a lot of film. And so I think just through the years, knowing scheme, responsibility, it just allowed me to play faster. Because at the end of the day, like, regardless of how many offenses you've been in, we all kind of run relatively similar stuff. Game changes a little bit throughout the years in terms of scheme, but I mean, our offense, there's a lot of things that we've put in that we've gotten from, you know, the McVay, Shanahan tree, and so on and so forth. And I've been in that offense. I ran it with Sean in LA, and then I ran it again in Houston my second year. So, you know, combining all those offenses, seeing a lot of different looks has allowed me just to grow each and every year and play faster.
We're seeing the growth on the field and seeing you making plays out there. Do you feel internally that maybe your strongest camp that you put together?
No, I don't. I mean, I've had camps, I feel like, in New York where, you know, I felt like I pretty much played perfect ball. You know, but it's the league. There's certain opportunities that you're going to get, certain opportunities you're not going to get. At the end of the day, I just control what I can control. I always have the belief that I can perform well. I'm definitely more mature than I was mentally at the time in New York. But I think the difference between here and other places I've been is just having Pete and his staff, you know, give me that positive affirmation that they believe in me, and that goes a long way as a player when you can go out and have the confidence instilled in you from the people behind you and the staff, and just, you know, just our interactions on a daily basis. You can see it in their eyes, and they look at you, and you can tell that they trust you. You know, just that's another reason I'm able to play faster and more confident, because I feel like I have people behind me, you know, that are looking out for me.
How frustrating is it when, like you said, you felt like you had a perfect camp with the New York Giants, and that maybe you didn't get that affirmation and that backing?
Yeah, I'm grateful for it. I'm super grateful for it, because all those things that I've been through, highs, lows, has all allowed me to grow and become the player I am today. And I think I just take all that with me, you know. I take it personally. I mean, it's a business at the end of the day, but I do take it personally. And so I think, you know, through the 6-7 years I've been in the league, you know, I've had to go through a lot of things by myself. You know, my family's very supportive, but they've supported me from a distance. So I don't see them that often. You know, I've been single majority of my career, so I've had to fight through a lot of things, you know, just with me and God. And so my mindset really going into this camp was I go dark. I'm full kill mode. I'm taking it personally, and every person that lines up against me, like, God bless their soul. You know, it's kind of the way I've approached it. And so I try to finish every play, because majority of my career, I mean, actually my entire career, every practice for me, I have the mindset that it could be my last, because that's the reality of it for me as an undrafted guy, practice squad guy. So every practice, because I've been on the couch and I've known what it feels like to wonder if I've played my last snap. So for me, I'm like, you know, every time I get an opportunity, like, that could be my last opportunity. So what can I control? My attitude, my work ethic, and, you know, how much effort I put into every snap I get.
Every single day, Alex, you're just making plays. But on offense and on special teams, what is the feedback you're hearing from the coaches about where you are? Because you're fighting for a spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's positive feedback, but I try and tune that out, to be honest. Because I've had coaches, I've heard everything. I've heard, you know, I've had coaches circle me every day on the screen, be like, this is the type of guy we want on our team, and then I've been cut the next day. So I don't try and take too much in terms of words. I'm grateful for the positive affirmations I get. And I think here, like I said, they've done a good job in making me feel like they believe in me. But at the end of the day, it belongs to me. I have to go out there and believe in myself and what I'm capable of. I try and put that on film every single day. And, you know, I'm grateful for all the relationships I've made throughout the years, the tips I've gotten from different players that were veterans when I was younger in the league. It's all kind of built me into who I am. And like I said, my relationship between me and God has grown through the years. I feel like I've just grown and matured, and it's built me into who I am. And I just try and go out and play for him every single day and hope that the film shows that.
You talked about being in a lot of different locker rooms up to this point in your career. Now going into your second season, what's different about this team in particular versus all those other ones, and why you'd want to stay as a Raider?
A lot of like-minded guys, individuals. I think I've been counted out a lot, but I think there's a lot of guys on our team that have all been counted out at some point. I mean, you look at our leader, Max Crosby. He wasn't a top draft pick. So you talk about a guy who comes to the locker room every single day playing with the edge. We got a lot of guys like that. You look at guys like Jamal Adams. They've been counted out last year. I don't even think he was on an active roster. He comes in this building. He's playing with the edge. Same with Devin White. You got guys like Isaiah. You know, he was undrafted, built himself up into a starting safety. So we got guys, our entire roster, that I think that play with that type of edge. And it's cool when you're, you know, going to a locker room every day and you can look guys in the eyes and know that they have their own story and over other obstacles that they've overcome as well. And just being able to mesh with those guys and come in and compete. So I think a lot of us, I mean, this organization has struggled in the last, you know, this 21st century. So I think all of us understand that. We take a lot of pride at being in the black and silver and understand what this organization has done historically, and we're trying to bring it back to what it was.
You've talked about your journey, the different programs, the different offenses, everything you've been through. You've been on active roster, you've caught passes last year in games, but I don't think you've made a 53 to start a season in your career. Like, what would that mean to you personally?
It would mean a lot. It's been a long journey. That's definitely a goal of mine. been one of the goals for a long time. So, like I said, I take pride in my journey. I'm trying to be an inspiration to the next guy. I think that's what's kept me going. I think about the high school kid that was me when I was younger, and I think about that kid, the kid nowadays in high school looking at me who's been following my story, and it's like, what would I be showing him if I were to quit, throughout all these years. So that's kind of what's kept my edge, because I know my story's not done. I'm like, every time I was cut, I was like, I know my story's not done. It's not going to end here. It can't end here. And so I don't know the accuracy of this, but I think I'm the longest tenured practice squad player of all time. Because when I first got in the league, you can only be on practice squad for 2 years, and then COVID really saved my career. Other opportunities, I had an opportunity to be a defensive back under Pat Graham in New York for 3 weeks. That's the reason I got into the field, because I was like the emergency corner because of COVID. But just all those different things I've had to overcome to finally have that breakthrough would be awesome. It would be great. But like I said, there's only so much that's in my control. I control what I put on the field every day. I don't make those decisions at the end of the day. So I have to trust the people in our building to make those decisions. But I'm hoping that my story just keeps building. I can be an inspiration for the younger generation, whoever's following me, that, regardless of circumstance, keep fighting, keep getting back up. There's going to be a win for you at the end of the day.
Alex, what's been the keys in just persevering, being a survivor, making team after team, and also psychologically keeping that belief in yourself that you'll get to ultimately where you're trying to go?
Yeah, I think it's just mindset. I've been lucky to be surrounded by people that have given me the right advice, just constantly. And there's some luck involved in pro sports, just being in the right place, right time, building the right relationships, having the right people trust you. But I mean, I literally just got off the phone with Danny Amendola like 30 minutes ago. So I talked to guys like been able to build relationships with guys like that, guys that have already been there and done that, and just pick their brains and try and figure out, he was undrafted as well, and then he ended up going like 14 years in the league. So I try and find guys who have had to overcome those obstacles and pick their brains and see what makes them tick and try and approach the game in the same way.
Your offensive coordinator comes with a pretty big resume.
Yeah.
What makes this offense or his offense so unique or so special? And as a student of the game, are you kind of vibing with all of that?
Yeah, for sure. There's a lot of versatility to it, a lot of different looks, a lot of movement pre-snap. I know we didn't show that in our first preseason game. I think we're trying to keep it basic like Coach Carroll said. But yeah, and then there's also a lot of freedom. I think over time you have to build yourself into somebody who has a reputation for being dependable. And the more they trust you, the more opportunities you're going to get. And so there's a lot of freedom in our routes. I can add my own little sauce, I guess, to routes and be the player that I am. You know what I'm saying? So I think they're trying to find all our strengths, what we're good at, and put us in position to succeed in those ways. And I think Coach Kelly does a great job of that. And then Coach Beatty as well. Has done a great job in terms of showing us film. He was in LA with Keenan Allen, so I've been studying a lot of him. And the plays that they ran that were very similar to our concepts and the way he was successful with it. So, hope that answers your question.
Coach Carroll is someone that draws inspiration from so many sources, sports, otherwise. Is there anything that has really stuck out to you where you've been excited to learn more about something he mentioned, or just anything that's really resonated with you?
I mean, I'm a SoCal kid. Reggie Bush was like the first guy I started watching when I was a kid. So Pete Carroll at USC, my house is 40 minutes away from there. Like, they were the talk of the town every single season. So if you had told me at that age that at some point I was going to get coached by Pete Carroll, I'd be ecstatic. And I still am. At some times I wake up and I wonder if I'm in a dream. I'm in an organization that's owned by the greatest player of all time, or one of our owners, and then I'm coached by one of the greatest coaches of all time. I don't know how many guys have won a national championship and a Super Bowl, but I can't imagine the list is very long. But just the energy he brings into the building every single day. Very positive mindset, very high energy. It makes coming to work and coming in this building, fun. There's been times where coming into buildings isn't that fun throughout your career. But I think that was a huge difference that I've seen. And the guys that we sign that come in this building every week are all that's one of the first things they mentioned, like, oh, the energy Coach Pete Carroll has, even at his age, he's got that young energy, that childlike energy that brings back that, like I said, I take myself back to when I was younger, 8 years old, and that feel I had waking up every morning, getting that opportunity to play football, like, it was so exciting. And throughout my career, like I said, it hasn't always been like that, but I think it's the closest it's been to that as I've come in the building this season.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.